All right, what's going on, guys? This is breaking news. This is End Time Headlines. It is Thursday, December the 5th, 2024. It is approximately 2:36 p.m. Eastern, and we want to welcome you to the broadcast today. If you're watching this, you're coming on here live. We want to welcome you. This is End Time Headlines, news and headlines. Again, from a prophetic perspective, we have breaking news. Want to get you up to par with this. Moments ago, a major earthquake has struck off the coast of California. According to reports, a magnitude 7.0. Now, we don't know what USGS is going to do with this. They are notorious for downgrading these earthquakes. But right now, as it stands, from what I'm seeing, at least a magnitude 7.0 earthquake has struck off of Humboldt County. This has triggered a tsunami warning. We're going to bring you live. We've got all kinds of reports going on right now that are live. So we're going to bring you into that, and we're going to get you up to par on all the latest news that's developing out of the state of California. Let's get after it.
The following program is brought to you by friends and partners of End Time Headlines.
All right, again, guys, we want to welcome you to the program. If you're just tuning in, we are live. This is not pre-recorded. We are live. We've got a situation unfolding in California. Some are saying that this was a magnitude 7.3 earthquake that struck off the coast of California, but now, of course, the USGS has downgraded to a magnitude 7.0. But nevertheless, this is a major event. I want to show you. Let's pull up this. Again, this is this is a local affiliate, and again, we're gonna bring you into this live. This is a live conversation here with the USGS. Let's listen in here.
Forecast there. So, right now, as of now, for the next week, we can expect a 6% chance or so for a magnitude 6 or larger. And as you go down to smaller magnitude, like 5 and above, the probability is closer to 40%. So, but the general concept is that earthquakes are expected following a large one, such as a 7. That's a major earthquake. They'll decrease in intensity and what people feel and in frequency over time. And our page gets updated regularly with the aftershock forecast, because as you can imagine, if we have a slightly larger one that follows very soon, it's going to change the pattern of expected aftershocks. So I hope this was clear enough.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Do we know anything about the origin of these earthquakes? I know that this large 7.0 is what I expect close to be to the Cascadia subduction zone. Can you speak at all to the origin of potentially?
Yeah, so this area is very seismically active. There's actually 3 large tectonic plates that connect there. So it is expected to have large earthquakes and at the confluence of those plates, that really where the stress goes and gets released through these earthquakes. So it's not surprising to have large earthquakes in this area. Magnitude 7 is quite large. But then again, this is one of the most seismically active area that we have on the West Coast.
Sorry, just to clarify specifically, the Cascadia subduction zone you're speaking about?
Yes, there's 3 main plates, the Garda plate, the Pacific plate, and, oh, that's embarrassing. 3 plates. I'm sorry about that. I will gather the proper information on the specific plates, but yes, it's the Cascadia subduction zone that ends in that area, and then you have the Pacific.
All right, guys. While she's describing this, and most of us know this information, this is something that's been warned about. They have been warning about this, the big one, and this could be it. Now we chimed in right there at the last minute, and we're hoping that this information will get repeated. And they talked about that there is a chance, there's a good significant chance that this will produce a larger event. So again, guys, let me see if we can pull you over. Let's go over here to a different channel and see what we can come up with over here and see what they're talking about over here. Give me just a second. Again, this is live.
Get away from the coast. If you have family and friends out there anywhere along the Northern California coastline, whether that's Bay Area, the Mendocino coast, up towards Humboldt, text them, call them, tell them to get away from the water. We don't know exactly what the tsunami may look like. I would say I'm not expecting a 20-foot tsunami, to be fair, but better safe than sorry. Get away. Just move to higher ground. This is not a time to be sightseeing.
So they are expecting a tsunami, guys.
Right, and you say people need to get away. So it could go from this to something completely sinister in how short of a period of time?
By the time you see the tsunami, it's too late.
Okay.
You need to be...
It could be any time now.
We could see it now.
In a worst-case scenario.
In a worst-case scenario, I'm not expecting...
It's not like the skies are going to grow dark or anything like that. We don't have that kind of a warning.
But you could see it, maybe you could see it on the horizon at some point. And then by the time that you already see it coming, it's too late for you to get away. Because, Rob, you said these things move like 100 miles an hour.
Exactly. And it's very deceptive because the wave, you don't see it because the wave will not break until it enters shallower water. So that's really just like any breaking wave. Notice that there's waves in the ocean. You just don't see it until it actually is thwarted up by the shallowness of the water. Then it becomes a breaking wave. A couple things too is getting away from low-lying areas. Folks, it's not just the beaches. It's the delta. It's anything that's close to the water that is low-lying. One specific place that I'm thinking about right now that I would not want to be anywhere around is Highway 37. That's from Vallejo out to... that goes right along the top where the Sears Point racetrack is. That is a low-lying road that on a high tide day, and even a lot of wind, is not a place you want to be, let alone anywhere that where, even if it's quote-unquote only a couple feet, it gets magnifying certainly at the end, and that's a road that I would not want to be near.
Yeah, and I want to say the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office has tweeted, they have, or X'd, or whatever you want to call it, they've posted on X, formerly Twitter, update, this is what they said. They are saying, update National Weather Service reports no longer tsunami watch warning advisory, no need to evacuate. That is not true. The Weather Service is still advising people to evacuate. I'm not sure why this was posted. I'm not going to call folks out, but that is not true. The tsunami threat is still very much there. I am in the Slack page with the National Weather Service in San Francisco, and they are reiterating to media right now, quote, the warning is not canceled for the Bay Area through Santa Cruz County. Again, that is directly from the National Weather Service in San Francisco.
All right, guys, so if you're just joining in, we're going to go back to this. Let me pull away. I'm going to go back to this. If you're just tuning in, I know I see a lot of people just tuning in. Let me go back to this. We've got about 471 people live here. Again, it's approximately 2:44 p.m. Eastern. Again, if you're just tuning in, guys, a major, powerful earthquake. We're hearing a magnitude 7.3 rather, that's been downgraded to a 7.0 earthquake has struck off of the coast of Northern California. And it is Humboldt, I believe it is, County. It's right off the coast. The USGS and the National Weather Service has actually issued a tsunami warning. Again, a tsunami warning. And I'm going to refresh this page, guys, real quick. Okay, so we have 487 live. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. There is an actual tsunami warning. They are, I'm going to just read this. This is the actual emergency alert, and we're picking this up on Telegram. The National Weather Service has issued a tsunami warning. A series of powerful waves and strong currents may impact coasts near you. You are in danger. Get away from coastal waters, move to high ground or inland now. Keep away from the coast until local officials say it's safe to return. Now, just like we were just watching this this live feed, and there was getting, of course, as always, there's conflicting information. And this is dangerous, guys, because this can get people killed. This infuriates me that, they go through all these drills and they go through these scenarios and these safety mechanisms and hazards and all these scenarios and drills. And yet when the real event is taking place, Why can't we get this together? So again, if you live in this area, Humboldt County, Northern California region, they are they're telling people to evacuate. Weather Channel is giving the times when a tsunami is expected to hit. Let me see if I can pull up while we're live here. We'll just go to the Weather Channel, see what they've got. And then we'll go back to the live feed. So let's go. Let me pull this up here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Again, this is the Weather Channel, and here it is, front page. Magnitude 7.0 earthquake. Here's the location of where it's at. And here it says, people told to move inland after major earthquake strikes near Northern California coast. Okay, so let me pause this. Let me go down here. I'm trying to read. Somebody said that they're putting up actual timelines, but I don't see that unless they're probably watching it live on television. So I'm not able to pull that feed up, but let me pull up. Let's go back over here and let's see what they're saying back over here again. Hold on, just give me just a second, guys, and I'll pull it up.
Cell phones in the area, they're all making decisions at the same time. They're roughly making the same decisions, which is to get out of the area, but how this unfolds can be really problematic. Jordan?
And we do know now the governor announced that we are activated. The governor has activated Cal OES at this point. So there are some updates there as well.
If you're just joining us, we are covering a earthquake that happened off the coast of Eureka. It happened 1 hour and 3 minutes ago. So we've been on the air straight through pretty much since this happened. We're obviously monitoring any potential tsunami issues. People in the red areas being told to get to higher ground. We've been monitoring the situation in Pacifica, where folks are still milling about. Maybe not everybody has that cell phone set to an alert, Brendan. So
interesting.
They obviously need to get out of harm's way. And Rob, you've given us a time frame in about 20 minutes. There's Pacifica again. The surf is usually like this.
Exactly. My expectation would be, it may be difficult to see, but the surf line where that happens on top of the water will start to rise during that time frame. And if we could go back to the map one more time, when you're looking at this, you have to understand what they're focused on is low-lying areas that has any connection to the ocean.
Yuba City coming up here? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at the light shaking in Yuba City. So this was pretty well inland. Remember the earthquake, roughly 50 miles or so off the coast, Cape Mendocino. I mean.
Okay, so this is footage of the shaking from the original, the ground zero event when it took place.
The tsunami warning.
Yes.
We have not seen any video, any evidence of an actual tsunami yet, but again, the time is so critical, they can't figure it out after the fact. You've got to be getting these warnings out early so people have time.
Thank you to Bill for sending that in, Bill Cantrell up in the Yuba City area.
Yeah, thank you, Bill, for that video. Cal OES, as I was mentioning earlier, activating the State Operations Center. That's at the direction of Governor Newsom to coordinate information, response efforts with state and local first responders. So the message here, this is via X on the Cal OES page, is to listen to local authorities and sign up for alerts as well.
Okay, so again, on this map, this seems very overplayed. For example, if you follow this along, let's follow the line here. It goes, let's just make some assumptions here. Let's say that there's an active tsunami, which is moving through the water column right now. At the end of the line, the actual water moves like a breaking wave, and that's where the damage and otherwise may happen. If it makes it into the San Francisco Bay, all of that water has to go somewhere, and it's very confined. It will go to the outer edges. This puts people that live in these coastal areas at risk. This puts people that are just in the general area at risk. But remember, it does.
Guys, if you can do me a favor while we're watching this, go ahead and smash that like button. That's going to help push this out, get visibility out there. Invite people, friends, family, call them up. Say, hey, look, this is going on right now. Remember, now we don't know what this tsunami event's going to look like. We hope this is not catastrophic, but at this point, I'm not hearing anything definitive. There's mixed, conflicting opinions on it. Could be a small wave, it could be a large wave, but they don't know. There's even, according earlier when we were watching this, they said that they called off the tsunami warning, but that was not true. That was false information. And again, this is the kind of stuff that gets people killed. So we hope we get this all cleared up. We've got 600 people, guys, watching live. And again, if you're watching us live, we are doing a live feed here, and we're gonna bring you right back to this. Again, we welcome everybody to the broadcast, and obviously this supersedes anything that we were going to do today. So this is the main attraction right now. This is the main event. This is a major deal. This has been the warnings have gone out from practical, whether it be the USGS, whether it be seismologists, scientists, all of them have been warning that it was only a matter of time until we saw this. Now, again, what we're witnessing is 7.3, again, downgraded to a magnitude 7.0. There's also reports I saw in the feed here that there was other quakes that followed this, 2 to 3 other ones. One was located in the San Francisco region. And again, you're looking live right here on the screen with me. This is some of the footage that's coming in of the shaking that occurred inland from this magnitude 7.3, again, downscaled as always from the USGS to a 7.0. They are, again, if you're just joining us, they have a tsunami warning. A tsunami is imminent. This is not a tsunami watch. This is a tsunami warning. Big difference. All of you guys, look, I live in the South. I can't relate to tsunamis, but I can relate to tornadoes. And when we have tornado watches, it means the conditions are favorable to produce a tornado. And a warning means that there has actually been a funnel cloud that has been spotted. So in this incident, if they're saying this is a tsunami warning, they are saying, and by the way, guys, right there on your screen, these are West Berkeley evacuations. These are the locations right on your screen that they're calling. Again, if you live in the California area, you already know this. You're aware of this. But if you got friends, you got family that live in Northern California on the coastline, you need to let them know. You need to let them know what's going on. I'm sure they already know this. But again, you'd be surprised. You'd be shocked. I mean, people don't know what's going on anymore. So let me get back to what I was saying. If they're saying it's a tsunami warning, then they're saying that, and again, they've reiterated this. They had somebody from the USGS come on, and they have said that this is going to definitely be a tsunami. Now, how big this is going to be, I don't know. Let's tune in real quick. Let's see what they're saying here.
Slow moving, mostly in the San Francisco area. So yeah, eastbound traffic is definitely moving.
Okay,
slowly.
And this is a live camera from our sister station out in the Bay Area, KGO, ABC7. We are looking at water. I'm not exactly sure.
They're flying the chopper. They got
exactly
the chopper
what water that is.
So let me point out a couple things here. One of the things that we observed with the Japanese tsunami is that Japan has a long history with earthquakes and tsunamis. And some of the fishing boats, once the earthquake happened, they got in the boat and they went out to the open ocean because the open ocean is a much safer place for your vessel to be, because you will experience a rise in the sea level and then it will come down. It's the breaking waves and the proximity to docks, other boats, and land where the damage and worse can happen concerning boats. So what you may have been witnessing there are some people that have access to their boat, taking them out of the harbors, which are usually the most affected areas, trying to get to a safer spot for them and their vessel.
So yeah, you're in a finite amount of time, right, for the tsunami. If you mention your vessel goes up and comes down, does that mean you've dodged the worst of it? But when it's heading to the shore, obviously it's going to break right on your boat, which is at the dock.
Well, and I mean, I think we've all seen this too, where we're on the beach, and that was interesting. I did not see the warning populated there. I wonder if it has since been lifted. It looks like it may have been lifted. We will wait to get confirmation on that. But back to the wave thing. If we're sitting there on the beach, you see the waves kind of rolling in, and then
Okay, so they're saying now that the warning may have been lifted. We're going to wait and get confirmation on this. Again, they're saying that the tsunami warning may have been lifted. So let's just
What
let's see
kind
what
of
they say
heads
here.
up we do get now?
Right.
Okay.
Because this wasn't the case many years ago. All right, we're back up in the KGO chopper.
And it is canceled. So that tsunami warning is now over for the coast of California, Oregon.
Okay.
Wow,
No
guys.
tsunami observations are available to report.
Okay, so it looks like California has dodged yet another bullet. Wow. We need, guys, if you live in California and you're in the chat, you need to be giving God some praise right now and thanking God. Those folks on the West Coast just dodged another major bullet. Now, are they out of the woods yet? No, because again, they are saying, one of these spokesmen from the USGS said that there is a probability that a larger event could still unfold. And again, we don't know what's coming in the days ahead, but we do know that it's only a matter of time, guys. There's only so many times you can dodge this. So, wow, unbelievable.
Because, quote unquote, nothing happened. Folks, let me tell you something. There are lots of people that did not have a second chance in Japan,
Right.
Southeast Asia, when these things happen. They move at hundreds of miles an hour. You get one shot to warn people to get out of there. The action that you need to take is relatively easy. You just need to get to the highest ground possible. That, like you said, Brendan, that way you guarantee your safety and others.
Yeah.
There is no debating in the middle of something like this. You have to get the word out early. You have to get it to as many people as possible.
All right, I see some people jumping on right now live on the chat. If you're just jumping on, obviously you know about the earthquake, but here is some breaking news. The tsunami warning has now been officially been called off. So you guys in California have yet dodged another major catastrophe. To God be the glory. Thank God. God's mercy. Again, guys, there is God-fearing, God-loving people, intercessors in the state of California. I know that for a fact. And we just praise God for that. We thank God for that. But again, don't get too comfortable and let your guard down. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few days. They are warning that there is a chance, guys, that a larger event could transpire in the days ahead.
Yep.
So this all started probably 10:44 this morning. We're about an hour and 15 minutes into this. An earthquake just off the coast of Eureka, west of Petrolia, up that way, and it was initially a 7.3, downgraded to a 7.0. A 7.0 is awful. So now that our focus can shift with the tsunami warning now lifted, the focus can shift to, okay, the greater Eureka area. What kind of damage may have happened to buildings and schools and whatnot in the greater Eureka area? We can also maybe get updates from Jordan at some point as to when the traffic might start flowing again along I-80. Obviously, that's an extremely busy thoroughfare, and if they've been holding traffic or diverting.
So there's the location. This is where these earthquakes popped off right here off the coast of California. If you're looking on a screen here, if you're seeing this, this is where the impact zones were.
Of shaking. Thankfully, because this earthquake was a fair distance off the coast of Cape Mendocino in Eureka, shaking was anywhere from light to moderate across the Eureka area, Cape Mendocino area. Certainly, we've seen plenty of video of shaking occurring, not just along the coast, but in the Sacramento Valley as well. In Sacramento, there's even a few reports from the USGS in the San Joaquin Valley. But ultimately, I think this was a best case scenario. When we're talking about a 7.0 earthquake, those are always something to be mindful of.
And a shallow one at that. And I just want to point out, I think we lose perspective of this sometimes. I grew up here in California, and we would always say, well, you never get a warning for an earthquake. It's impossible. Brendan, we got a warning.
We did.
Yes. We had early warning. Now, maybe your warning did not happen in Eureka or Crescent City or very close to where this happened, but hundreds of miles away, there was an early warning on your cell phones. This system does, in fact, work.
Yep.
And we were able to take stock of what was going on, notify the newsroom. We were able to be in place if there was something to be observed or a place that we needed to be for safety. We had ample time to be able to do that, and this is where we are. Decades ago, no warning. Now here we are. Millions of people had early warning that this was coming, and very likely they were able to take action to be in the safest place possible. This is a new era that we're working in, and it comes right
Now, guys, I'm going to pull away from this. They're just reiterating stuff here. I want to talk about this for a second. Just think about this. they got these warning systems, but it's only a matter of time. We've talked about California, obviously. That's been in the focal point of this entire live broadcast. But there's a sleeping giant that's in the nation's midsection called the New Madrid fault zone, the New Madrid fault line. This has been a sleeping giant that the last time it woke up was in 1811, 1812. This has been another major concern by a lot of people. The watchmen have been warning about this. There's been these eerie correlations and these weird signs that have all kind of highlighted that region, that area, and I could spend a lot of time on that, talk about that. For example, like the last solar eclipse that took place, the way it formed an X from the one that 7 years prior to that, and then fast forward 7 years to the recent one this year, it formed an X, and consequently in the center of the X was right there on the New Madrid fault zone, which again, in 1811, 1812, this thing blew with a series of quakes. The first one, and I don't have this in front of me, but if I'm not mistaken, it was in Arkansas, and it was like a 7-point something, and then there was several others that followed this. And this literally changed the landscape. The geographical area, it was completely forever altered from those powerful earthquakes. And they're saying again that it's a matter of time until that happens again. And I just have to wonder, again, those folks, that whole region right there, they don't have to worry about so much tsunamis per se, but they do have to be concerned with, there is so much of a population of people in that area that they have been saying that that when it happens again, that it's going to be again something that's going to be absolutely catastrophic. I'm going to pull this up for a second. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here on my screen. And again, this is the region I'm talking about right here. This is that whole area from the red right there is going to be the epicenter. When the day comes that the New Madrid fault blows, right there's the epicenter. But then look how far the perimeter goes outside in the yellow. Right there is me. I'm in Georgia. So we would feel it here. Now, it wouldn't be as powerful as it would be in the red, but we would still feel it. But look at the far-reaching effects. Look at all the states that would be impacted. And let me pull this back away here. Let me see if I can find this. There's been maps laid of what it would look like if something was to happen similar to what happened in 1811, 1812. I might be able to find this, might not. Just give me just a second. Again, we are here we go. Let's see if I can pull this up. And I might not be able to do this. Give me just a second, guys. All right, I'm not able to pull that up. See if I can go to a different image. Again, we're trying to pull up this image. I want to show you, this is a stunning look. If I can get it to work here. And again, we're talking about the impact of how it would change geographically looking. It would literally cause a rift that go all the way up through the midsection of all the way down there as far south as Louisiana, all the way down there to New Orleans, and it would go all the way up. This is an interesting image. Let's see if we can pull this one up. Here we go. I can pull this one up here. Hold on for just a second. Now this is from the Daily Mail, but this is a good picture of here. Here's the New Madrid zone, seismic zone. And see, this is the one that we just covered today over here to your left. And so it's all the way down that entire California or the West Coast rather. And then you've got this one right here in the midsection. Again, this one to the one in the Cascadian and the San Andreas, that one they've been warning about. And the Hayward Fault, they've been warning about this for years and years and years. But this is the one that I think has a lot of people concerned, and that's that New Madrid fault zone. Because again, I have read studies on that, and they're saying in 1811 and 1812, the population, for example, in places like in Tennessee and Mississippi and Arkansas and different locations, they didn't have the population that they have today. And there's such a dense population now and so many people living in those areas and so much construction has taken place in building and expansion that if the earthquakes were to take place again in 1811 and 1812, as they did in 1811, 1812, then it would be catastrophic, guys. The death toll would be unbelievable. And again, the U.S. Navy put out maps showing the possible consequences of, again, causing a rift, literally separating our country. And again, some of these, I call them modern day prophets. I know that you're going to get people who say, well, there's no prophets, and I don't want to get into a theological debate on that. But some, I call them watchmen. Modern day watchmen have warned that the Lord has warned them. Either they had a dream, they've had visions, they've had a word from the Lord, and all this, and we've reported on this so many times. We've showed videos, we've showed clips, we've showed audio clips, and many of them have said that they believe that quake is being reserved as a way of judgment to strike our nation in the event that we were to divide Israel and Jerusalem. Then God himself would literally divide America, through a natural, quote unquote, natural disaster called an earthquake right there on the New Madrid fault line. So I went back, guys, I was going back here to the live feed, and now it's again, I'm getting ready to close this out here. They've called off the tsunami warning. So this looks like, at least for now, everything seems to be calming down. We're going to keep an eye out. We can only pray and hope that some larger event is not going to come down the pike in the next 24, 48, 72 hours. If so, of course, we'll be right back here. So guys, we're going to sign off for now. Again, thank you so much for coming on and being a part of our live broadcast. If you don't have our free app, guys, I want to encourage you to download it today, because you're going to get all the notifications, headlines, podcasts, breaking news, prophecy viewpoints. Everything's going to be right there at your fingertips. You can pick it up on Apple or Android. You can go to your Play Store, whatever that looks like for you, and type in End Time Headlines. Look for our official ETH logo right there on the screen. Download it today, and you're going to be squared away and good to go with every headline. Again, you won't miss anything right there. And of course, guys, if you're blessed by this ministry, if you find any value of our content, it encourages you, equips you, informs you week after week after week, and you'd like to pray about becoming a monthly partner, you can do that 2 different ways. You can give electronically through the app, through the main website, or however, there's so many different ways you can do that, or you can give by check or money order right there on your screen, and you can make it out to End Time Headlines, P.O. Box 1391, Monroe, Georgia, 30655. Now, guys, we're going to sign off for tonight. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I had some time reserved today because I was going to record. I wanted to come in here into the studio and do a taping for tonight for 8 p.m. And it has nothing to do with this, but this preceded everything, it superseded everything that we had in store, and that's okay. We wanted to get you up to date. So we will not be on tonight, but we'll be back. What we're going to talk about today, we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll probably do 2 segments tomorrow. So 2 p.m. tomorrow, and then probably 8 p.m. tomorrow, and then we'll probably come back on Saturday, and we'll do a Saturday segment as well. So again, because I've got some things here at the home front I've got to take care of, so I will not be here present this evening from 6 o'clock on. So again, that's why a lot of times people ask, why don't we do more live? Is because we've got so many things going on, guys, that I have to fit it in where I can. And we've also been trying to recover from sicknesses and infirmities here at our house. And again, I thank you guys so much for your prayers. And we are feeling much better. But it just takes time for immune system to build back up, a lot of vitamins, a lot of nutrients, and a lot of, taking care and using wisdom. So again, we appreciate you guys. We love you so much. Thank you for your generous support. Thank you for hitting that like button, subscribing, and doing all that. So again, until we see you guys. Now, listen, if we have some breaking news, we'll come back in here later tonight. I'll just make it happen. It may be 9, 10 o'clock tonight, but we'll come in. But we don't plan on coming on tonight. So if we don't see you tonight by something crazy going on, we'll see you guys tomorrow at our midday podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern. So until then, I pray the Lord bless you, may He keep you, and may His countenance shine upon you. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for listening to the End Time Headlines podcast. We pray that you've been blessed and equipped by today's message. For more information about how you can help partner with our ministry, please visit endtimeheadlines.org.